Hey gang, Spada here, and today we are taking a look at the legendary Transformers Armada Deluxe Class Hotshot. Oh, and his little minicon partner, Jolt. Now, you might not know this, or you might be too old, too young to remember this, but this was one of the worst figures to come out in 2004. Or was it 2002? Whatever. This figure is notorious for being just bad. Now, I have to admit, in vehicle mode, it's not bad looking at all. Actually, I kind of like it in vehicle mode. It looks good. I like the vehicle mode. Now, it does have a couple of gimmicks. First of which is its little engine gun here. You actually push that down, and it flips out these chainsaw things, I'm assuming. I guess it's trying to be Speed Racer. Either that or it needs to, I don't know, run through a wheat field and shuck all the wheat real quick. The other thing is back here, you peg Jolt in like that onto that spoiler, and then fold back the propeller so you have his attack mode. Apparently he can fly in this mode. Yeah, it's pretty lame. Now, looking at the transformation, one thing that I do want to mention is this engine part is kind of required because these are actually Hotshot's feet that you need, and you need to pop them out. So if you don't have this, the holes are such that you could just stick a missile down there, or the end of a missile, or a pen or something to pop those out. So the first thing we're going to do, other than that, is reach under here and flip out the doors and flip them over the front wheels. Then, pushing the front of the car down to unpeg it, take the back spoiler and fold the center part up like that, which will allow you to split the middle of the top of the car out like that, and then we fold the rest of the spoilers down. Take the front of the car, split it in half, and then rotate it 90 degrees inward to form the feet. And then take the arms, twist them about 180 degrees to expose the hands. And then, there's the face. Just simply flip up the visor. And you have one of, if not the most lazy robot modes ever. It's not awful, but it's not good either. Now, you can attach Jolt to any of the minicon ports, but the chief one is back here on Hotshot's butt. First you peg it in, and then, well, the problem is, when you peg it in, it's supposed to flip this rear axle out, but when you do that, when you peg it in, it interferes with this clip, and so you kind of have to do it on the side, and it's just silly. So you do that, and it flips up, and it's supposed to twist and fire a missile. The missile being right there. But mine has long since stopped that function. So you kind of have to get in here and push the little piece down, and then it'll fire the missile anyway. Now, if you've watched the show, or the Transformers Armada TV show, you will know that I don't think he ever called Jolt Jolt. I think he called him everything but the name Jolt. Just bad dubbing. Okay, so that is the main gimmick. Now, the main gimmick is honestly kind of lame, and there have been images of prototypes of Hotshot floating around the internet for quite a while, which all show a completely different figure, or a different transformation. So this guy was pretty much engineered with this horrible gimmick in mind. That's actually not fair. This isn't a horrible gimmick. It's just a not well-realized gimmick. So this not well-realized gimmick is pretty much the staple for the figure. And a lot of Armada figures have this problem. Now, you might notice I'm having trouble getting the missile back in, so there we go. It finally went back in. The other issue I have with with him is he really can't hold his gun. He's supposed to be able to hold it, but he can't. I mean, you've seen him in the show holding this gun. So what the gun actually is supposed to do is fit onto his chest. Why? Hell if I know. So, is this a good figure? No, not really. Unfortunately, this figure is pretty lame. Not bad, just lame. And it could be so much better if the designers weren't saddled by a poor gimmick. Now, I will admit, I like the car mode. I think the car mode looks good, and I think his repaint, or his Power Links version, later in the Armada line, looks even better. Jolt, I like Jolt. I think Jolt has a cool little minicon form. I love the little helicopter form. Transformation is super simple again. Fold out the canopy to form legs, fold down the tail rotor to form a chest, and there you go. Unfortunately, he can't stand up at all. You have to lean him forward because he has no heels, and the blade on his back is really heavy and causes him to fall down. Case in point, yep, he's totally falling down, totally top heavy. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of Jolt from the Classics line. Jolt from the Armada line works just fine. Jolt from the Classics, Universe Hotshot mold is a piece of crap. This guy is actually pretty cool. So, would I recommend picking this up? Nope. In fact, I don't think any of the Hotshot molds... Well, I take that back. This Hotshot mold is bad. Some of the other Hotshot molds are okay. Universe Hotshot is atrocious, is a train wreck. This one is actually better than Universe Hotshot. So, if you have to get a show-accurate Hotshot for Armada, I guess you can go with this one.